First of
Okay,
all,
should we introduce ourselves?
I guess. Hi, I'm Paige.
Oh, yeah. I'm Chan. I have Nutella in my keyboard. That's it.
I am
Mhm.
I'm Kim Suk Momjins, and hello. Thanks
Gang.
for the podcast request, gang.
Bullin, squashing.
We literally have no idea what we're doing, so we're just gonna read some questions and answer
Yeah.
them. And there's gonna be a lot of crackheadery and a lot of laughter because we stupid.
Sit tight. This is gonna be like 3 hours long, bet. I can't write, so I can't collaborate. Yeah, no. I can't write, so I can't collaborate. It'd just be a mess.
Yeah, it's a nice little crossover between Ghost Tay and Chemist Yoongi. But I would really like to I would really like to collaborate on one like big, like thick. Like
Oh, yeah.
PHICC, like fat, thick.
All caps in there, dude. Like
Spaced
Thanos.
out.
Thanos chin thick, dude.
A slim thick.
That was such a bad reference.
Okay. I was thinking of Lemon Juna. Really liked her a one shot of author Namjoon, and haven't had like the guts to slip into her DMs, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes like really good writers intimidate me a lot, so I don't bother. Even though I'm like, wow, it's such a good piece. I just can't talk to people though.
I mean, just talking on the group chat in general, I'm like, did I say too much? Sometimes it'd be like that. I feel like it's difficult to approach anyone in general because we belong to this kind of messy community of Yandere writing.
It's like, how do you get inspired to write, and what's your inspiration? So we're just gonna wrap it all into one. Honestly, a lot of my inspiration comes from like movies or like TV shows, like the Netflix show You. It's
Oh yeah,
kind of
isn't that?
semi-recent, but
Yeah.
that kind of has given me some ideas that I've been brainstorming. I'm not gonna spoil anything yet, but I've been kind of like jotting down notes as like I get through like the episodes. I'm only on episode 4 right now, but it's kind of giving me really good inspiration for like a low key like bookstore AU, but it's gonna be like obviously Yandere, like serial killer stalker or something. Not quite there yet, but I take a lot of my inspiration from specifically TV shows and movies because I love watching and consuming media.
I heard that the book was way better, and that they kind of I won't spoil it much, but like towards the end, that they kind of changed a lot of things.
Oh man, now I gotta read the book. At least it's summer now, so I have time to do that.
Oh, so you guys, dude, I can't speak. Sorry. I take inspiration from like reading other work. I don't make it fully influence my writing because I want my writing to be obviously my own. But I do read other people's because it just gets my creativity going. But I should start watching shows because that sounds like another smart thing to do. Yeah.
I feel like I'm like a blend of all three of you guys. I do like movies quite a lot. I'm actually an indie film fanatic. I really like horror films. I've actually been a fan of horror since maybe when I was 5 years old, 6. I used to watch a lot of Japanese horror movies, and a lot of my inspiration for Only You or even Bad Guys sometimes would uh, come from those horror movies. If anyone knows like Junji Ito, he's one of my favorites.
Oh, love him. Love his works.
Yeah, he's one of the best, and I actually had one of my characters to be very similar to, like appearance wise, to one of the characters in his manga. So I like playing a little like tribute to the people who've influenced or shaped like the way I look at my writing.
What is a writing quirk? Like slamming your keys down on the keyboard, is that a writing quirk?
Yeah,
Is
is it like
that's mine.
what do you do while you write, or is it like what do you think of while you write? Like kind of, and I feel like there's
One of my things, I know Noms noticed this, and she helped proofread See No Evil, is that when I get really frustrated with writing and I have like nothing to write, I'll just write a string of curse words. Like I'll be like fuck, 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 or like shit, like a lot, and then like that'll help me to like think of what to do next. I'll just leave it there for a few hours, and then I'll come back, and then I'll erase it, and then like I'll have like 35 paragraphs that I can write. But like I have to like curse, like I have to like write out like expletives for me to be able to like think. It just looks so ugly and so messy that I'm like, all right, I gotta rate.
What if you just don't delete those curse words though? It'll
Um,
make the piece just so much better.
Honestly, though, I'd be
Gives
like,
it a nice flavor.
true. I honestly
Contemporary
should
art.
probably. I've always considered like publishing, not like publishing, but like I don't know, like screenshotting like what a draft looks like, because mine also Noms has seen this too. I like color code my drafts. So like if it's like something I want to change, I highlight it yellow. If it's something that like I really like, I'll highlight it blue. If it's like something I don't know if like it transitioned well, like I'll highlight it green. And it's like literally like my drafts are like color coded when I do them. And like I've always wanted to like um just kind of like screenshot like a snippet of a draft, and I feel like people would think it's kind of funny how like much bullshit I write.
I feel like that goes for a lot of authors in general because your first draft really doesn't even look like a first draft. It's like a rough draft. And one of a really bad habit I have while writing is editing while I'm writing, and it never really ends well, but I still do it anyways. So I just tend to go over the same paragraph over and over and over again. And sometimes a few paragraphs would take about 3 or 4 hours in order to complete because I'll be stuck in the middle of it and let's choose what kind of music I'll listen to, and I go back and try to rewrite things again. And even after I publish it, I'm never fully like satisfied with what I've written. So I feel like my habit is just being very indecisive about what I want.
Yeah, same. I haven't written like something in, like and published it in such a long time that I can't even like answer this question because I don't even know what my own quirks are since I haven't done it in such a while. So yeah.
No, if it makes it feel any better, I didn't write for about 2 years after I quit fanfiction.net, which is what I used to write for like anime fanfiction. And so I guess it'll just take some time, but you'll get it back for inspiration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
I
blog is
hope.
like the blog's like really good, like what is it called? Yeah, motivation. Thank you. Motivation, and like, to get your creative juices flowing.
I think it's more like a hobby or pastime because like if you say it's a job, it makes it you don't want to do it or something.
I mean, I'm a Capricorn, so like I would just say a job.
Yeah, I find for me it's more like a pastime or hobby. Although I do enjoy it.
Yeah, like Ellie's making money though off her stories, so it's like that's her job.
True intellectual. True intellectual.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I gotta write. No. KMS.
Yeah, sometimes it really do be like that.
Yeah, I agree. I actually cut down a lot of like my like reading time. I used to read fiction quite a lot, and after like getting into the fan fiction world, I've just been reading fan fiction like hell, and it feels a bit like a job for me now. In order to like punch out my chapters, and like once I start a new series or post, a new one shot, I just feel like I have an obligation to keep posting as much as possible, which is stressful. but I feel like it's kind of rewarding when you get asks in your inbox. Honestly, I feel like everything is hard, but what is hardest for me to write in general would be fluff. And that sounds kind of, I feel like fluff is something, how do I go about this? I can't write fluff. I think that's like the simplest thing I can say. And when you haven't experienced much of the fluff in real life or have witnessed it, it's so easy to become or have your writing turn into like something tacky, which I felt like I fell into that hole so many times trying to write fluff. So the hardest thing was when we started Yandere Society. I wrote my first ever reaction prompt, and it was supposed to be very fluffy, but like after I went back and read over it, it was just really cringy in a way. I don't know how others uh would see it, but it was fluff is just not my forte, and it was so difficult to write even like the tiniest amount of it. So kudos to fluff writers out there.
I think the most difficult thing for me to write is like describing something, like infatuation, or especially with Yandere, like the intense love, or if you can even call it love, that they have for the OC or reader. Because I'm bad with describing stuff because it feels like I'm just putting fluff words in there, and I don't want that because that's kind of like it's like you can tell when someone's trying really hard to write something, but I still don't understand how like writers can do that and make it sound so good, but I can't. So that's what I find difficult in writing. It's not a specific scene because I don't really have any scenes that I write, but that's what I find difficult in writing.
I just like don't have time for writing at all. Um, like I find it hard to balance school, graduation, work, as well as trying to find time to, push out the next chapter of people or like write a request for the joint blog. So I know it's not like anything technical wise, but I don't know. It's just like budgeting my time and like I feel like it takes a lot of emotional energy to write like such like dark characters that like I need to like recharge in between.
I think I can understand that. I don't particularly need a recharge because like my personality in general is quite bleak. But like finding the time and like the emotional you kind of have to be in like a type of mood to write certain scenes. Like I couldn't have written a few of my scenes if I was not in the right mood. So I think it's really hard to balance like school, work, family, like health emergent and like any emergencies that come up, and like having to kind of like keep up the follower count because I feel like um, it's really obvious when some readers get stressed out and then you feel bad for the readers and like they unfollow and it's just like an unhealthy cycle. So I feel like balancing is just really tough to do.
Okay. The one thing I kind of see, and again, I'm not sure if maybe it's because they're new in the fandom or just like inexperienced writing, but sometimes I feel like there's a bit of like a glorification of said yandere, like in the way that they treat OC or the reader. And I know many times like that's not intentional, but I think there should be some nuance in the writing where it's kind of precautionary because you don't really want to, I guess, glorify the tendencies that yanderes have. I mean, personally, I know I try not to. And, just try to like proofread and edit your writing and make sure that, it's not I blanking for a word, but it's not glorifying like their actions and justifying them. It's kind of like either neutral or more, yeah, just neutral. One thing that you do really well is like there is a drabble that you did. I actually requested it, but it was OC and Yoongi at like your To Catch a Dream chemist Yoongi at the beach, and I kind of liked how like you took this moment that could be perceived as like a happy, fluffy, like joyful moment, and like you had Yoongi, who no spoilers, but he is a yandere. Um, you portrayed him as being like very happy about this like moment at the beach, and then you portrayed like OC reader being kind of like upset and not fearful, but like she was very yeah, she was just really depressed, and I feel like that's a good way to like kind of convey that yes, these people may love you and like do anything for you, and they have good points because they took you to the beach or they got you ice cream or whatever. They have positive points, but there's also a lot of negative things about them, like the reader may just never trust them because there's always some catch 22. So I think like also properly conveying like how the reader maybe not should feel, but how the reader could feel is a good way to go about writing like yandere.
Regarding the first question, advice I would like to give to aspiring writers would honestly just be to write as much as possible without thinking too much into it, because you can't edit something you haven't written. And even though it's painful to not have something you want to be so perfect come out perfect, it's really important to put some of your ideas down, no matter how bad they might be, and start from there. And common traps for aspiring writers. Oof, there's so many that I'm kind of blanking out, but I think I would follow what everyone commented about, like the fine line between romanticizing yandere and wanting to also stay true to the genre. Might be a controversial opinion, but I feel like we all romanticize things that are quite negative, things that are unhealthy, and but because people are active readers and active learners, no one really has a trouble defining what's right and wrong, especially in yandere, which is supposed to be a horror uh, like a horror genre. So like I feel that it's really difficult for writers to walk that fine line between making abuse seem like um making like how do I go about this?
Like normalizing abuse.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, um, yeah, it's just really tough for. I guess it's it feels like an obligation for writers to say that like repeatedly say that this is not something to romanticize about. Even though people should know that already, and we all do like we all take on the responsibility of writing trigger warnings and everything. But it's really difficult for writers to wanting to write horror and stay true to yandere, but also trying to send a message that none of what we write is true, and everything is supposed to be regarded as like a fictional, a fantasy almost.
I think writing manipulative is interesting because you get to see what they're thinking as the writer, and you get to write it all out, even though it's just
Oh man. Uh uh I'm blanking any type, honestly. I don't know. I think it's interesting when you kind of like, I don't want to say strangers, but again, because I'm like inspired by like media, I kind of like the yandere that's like they see you on the street and they're like fascinated and they want to know more, but obviously you don't run in the same circles and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an instant curiosity, kind of like into the mind of like a stalker or something like that. I don't know. I just find that interesting, but I'll literally write anything.
I guess I like a soft manipulation. So I like having people like the Yandere character. I like them. I want them to sympathize with the Yandere character without really knowing that they're doing it. Like in Only You, Jungkook is such a lovable character sometimes, but other times he's like extremely clingy and possessive, and um, but like he goes back to his his softer personality, and that's like sort of like sort of mind playing the audience while also mind playing Yossi. So I like doing I guess switching back and forth and making people sympathize with characters they shouldn't.
I actually do that with the Only You Jungkook because I'm like, yo, he's so cute, but like,
I know. I'm like,
he's a
low-key,
big,
where can I get one?
he's like he's a big boomy though.
I need a loyal
Conflict?
man, please.
Conflicted though.
He's a loyal hoe.
Exactly though.
This is why I love like making people question their morality.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you can actually draw a lot of inspiration from a Greek place. One of my favorites is Orestes, and there's a lot of dramatic irony in the play, and it's really interesting to see how writers, like ever since back then, have been using that, hiding characters, like deep motives and all of that. How you can use that in your Yandere character. So, I guess it's something to look into.
So, is there a possibility that you guys will start a series on Yandere Society and I love your writing and a bunch of heart emojis? That's a bit
That
unrealistic.
sounds
There's
chaotic.
8 of us.
That's
Okay,
a
I mean,
bit
honestly,
chaotic.
we should collab for like more crack fics because that was honestly like our best work. Yeah, we should definitely collaborate on another crack fic, but I think maybe if we want to collaborate like on a bigger fic, it would have to be like in groups of like 3 or 4 because there's so many of us and like our writing styles are different and there's like yeah, and there's also various like time zones and stuff. So like if we'd want to post it like, you know, not post it, like update it regularly, like update the draft, then it'd be really hard to plan.
I mean, I didn't even participate in like the last crack fic because my personality is just like not funny at all. So I, I can't imagine like participating in a group series because yikes, that's just I feel like people would not like working with me because I edit everything. So if I go over someone's like sentence by accident, I feel like I'm gonna get beat up.
No, mine sucked though because it was first, so it was so dry. Ugh. I don't know, bro. It's just it's fun to write.
I feel like I'm gonna sound a bit toxic when I say this, but I do have some yandere like personality like type in my own personality. Like we all feel jealousy on some level towards like, if a girl comes and talks to our crush or if a guy comes and talks to our crush and we're just like, why are you talking to them? And then you kind of like descend into like these depraved thoughts, and I feel like we all are a little yandere on the inside, and it makes it interesting that we can see through our writing where it takes us. Did I scare you?
No.
I have left the chat. Goodbye.
You scared?
I'll probably like extrapolate more upon this for a later question that we have, but there are definitely some experiences that I've had in my life that kind of like um that kind of relate to Yandere. Like again, like I said, I'll explain more later, but I kind of find it cathartic to write about it and read about it because it's like if I write about it, I can choose what happens to the character.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike in real life where like I couldn't choose what happened to me. And in reading it, I'm weird. I kind of like being scared. It just I don't know. It's a nice satisfying feeling. It's like reading a horror movie.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, maybe.
I saw Luna's post on Tumblr, and I was low-key really scared because I was like, oh no, she's probably really popular, and I'm just sitting here and my little 350 followers and my like crappy little fic. But I messaged her anyway, and I was really scared. And I remember when she responded, I literally like tossed my phone across my bed, and I was like, oh my god, she noticed me. And she said that like I was one of the first people that had contacted her about it. And previously, me and Ellie were mutuals because we had worked on like a Christmas thing earlier. It wasn't like Yandere or anything. It was just a Christmas like special thing. So we were already mutuals, and I had been super heavily invested in, oh god, I'm so sorry if I butcher this, Recrudescence and Mythomania. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Ellie. But I was like super heavily invested in them. And so I reached out to her and I was like, oh, would you be interested in this? And from then on, me, Luna, and Ellie just started talking and trying to find other writers that we really, really liked.
So I actually didn't know anyone in the group except for Luna, because a reader of mine sent me a message that I need to read her fic. I think it was Pandemonium, and so I went and read her fic, and I followed her. And for some reason, I remember Tumblr unfollowed her, so I had to follow her again, and that was shady. But again, I was kind of, becoming familiar with her work, and then suddenly, was it Kim Sok Momjin that messaged me about wanting to join the Yandere group? So I don't know who it was, but I guess I was just like, you know what, it's a once in a lifetime chance. Why not? So I joined, and I met all of these lovely mutuals, and they're all they're all so bright, and I was just kind of taken back a little because I'm like, wow, I've got friends like on Tumblr, but I never had that before. So
I wasn't mutuals with anyone, but I knew of you guys. Like I knew of everyone in the like all the other 7 writers in the joint blog. I knew of them and I read all. So it was kind of a shock when Luna slipped into my DMs and she was like, "Yo, join the joint blog," and I was like, "Wait," cause she was like really blowing up at the time, the Yandere sugar daddy. So I was like, "Wait." It's a bit crazy that this person like reached out to me first. And at first I didn't want to join because I've had writer's block for such a long time, so I thought I'd just be useless to the whole blog. So I was kind of like trying to stall as I made my decision. I eventually joined, obviously, and it's fun having crackhead friends on Tumblr, which is great. So yeah, them because I know I don't really like writing about like physical abuse, even though with Yandere you kind of have to like you don't have to touch on it, but it's a prospect of a Yandere relationship that it would be there if it were real. But I don't really like writing about physical stuff like that. It just makes me uncomfortable. So
I
yeah.
think, yeah, kind of like maybe not physical. Yeah, like physical abuse, definitely. Like, I don't think I could write about that. But I also, I really, really, it grinds my gears when it's like uh, a one shot or even a chaptered fic where, like, literally in like the first 3 paragraphs, the main guy or character or whatever is like, oh my god, like, I'm in love with this person. And then there's like no rationale whatsoever. It's like, okay, so like why, like what's the basis for you being obsessed with this person? Like the reader, like is it like it can't just be just cause. Like I don't know. Personally, I feel like there needs to be like some motive or something.
Future tense, like they've stalked this person or watched this
Oh yeah,
person
yeah,
for a
yeah.
while.
But if
But
it's
like
like, but if
if it's
it's
just
like,
out of the blue,
yeah, like, oh,
I
I
don't
saw this
get
girl
that.
at a grocery store. She's hot. Like, I'm gonna stalk her now. And I'm
Dude,
like,
she was
uh,
buying bananas, bro.
I would say the least favorite aspect. Well, I feel like by the term yandere trope, I would say like considering both yandere and the OC, I say it's like having a dumb OC. It's just really grates my nerves that the way OC reacts to Yandere can be just, I don't know, ridiculously. Oh man, I don't know.
He just stabbed somebody. I think he's still a good guy, though.
Oh my god, exactly. It's just like, I feel it's just unrealistic. Like, I like having smart, reasonable characters. Like, people don't even have to be smart, just be reasonable with how an OC reacts to the yandere. I just feel like it's very important. It's very easy for people to write like a really heavy yandere and have a weak OC because they want to drive that yandere topic to like the maximum intensity, but it just feels like it lacked substance when you don't have an opposing a character that can oppose the yandere with the same intensity. And I don't know, I feel like it just makes the fic less enjoyable when you know one of the characters is dumbed down so much.
I don't. Now that I think about it, I haven't really written about any other concepts, but I would like to write about, like, it's weird, but like Harry Potter, AU, you know those? But with like BTS, it'd be cool. I'd want to write it, but I haven't. Okay, so wait, I sounded like really stupid for a second. When I said Harry Potter, I meant like magical, mystical stuff. That's what I meant. I apparently should have taken the word at the time, so I said Harry Potter.
I was just thinking of Harry Oppa.
Ah!
No. Okay, that's it. Podcast over. Goodbye.
Bye. The other 7 questions, yeah, no. Bye.
I keep saying I'm gonna start writing this series, and I actually have started writing Yoongi's. But like I said a billion times, I'm really inspired by film and like I like doing kind of like spin-offs of concepts. So I have a fic series that I really, 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 really want to finish by the time summer is over. So I have 2.5 months. And it's based off to all the boys I've loved before. And yeah, I'm not gonna plug my own fic, but yeah, I just like I don't know, I just like writing things inspired by like film. I just think it's cute. I suck at coming up with ideas, so I'm unoriginal.
Exactly. Like, catch me like writing a BTS Maze Runner fanfic.
Right, for real. Like, I'm lazy. I'm just gonna take these people and change their names and plop it on a Google Doc and then post it.
Exactly. Facts.
I feel like I would also kind of like mystery, like hardboiled detective kind of mystery. I've always seen Hosoga as a detective, and I actually have a fic, a one shot that I'm about a quarter of the way through with him being a detective and having an affair with OC who killed her husband by burning down the house. He's a gold digger. So I just like having, I don't know, kind of like a mystery boot on whenever I write that kind. Whenever I think about writing that kind of like detective fic, I'm like, I'm gonna strap on my mystery boots and get writing, but it's very difficult, very, very difficult. I've never actually realized how difficult mystery writing was until I try to manage it myself. So I gave up for a while, but maybe this summer I'll be able to get back to it.
Paradise tomorrow. I really like House of Cards too. I don't know. I really like their slow songs. Honestly, if BTS, any of like the slower, more like R&B songs are probably my favorites. I really like Home. I'm not gonna say I wasn't a huge fan of Persona. I enjoyed it, but like as in a longer, like I've been in Army for a longer time, so like I'm kind of used to like most beautiful moment in life type of songs. But I really like Persona and I loved Home. I think that's my favorite song. And then I also like Dionysus. a lot, like with the performance. I just think like that song with their like live performance is really good. I take for myself.
Not to be that person, but a lot of old BTS songs are like, but they're like Coffee and like it's just so good. Like especially the happy ones. Like they just make me feel good, bro.
Yo, can we just talk
That's
about
love.
My City? Like
Yo,
that's a pop, okay?
Love that.
No, wait, what's the one? Oh, School Love Affair. There's so.
I also like
Where are you from, bro? Slaps.
Just One Day. That was like one of their like coffee like songs, like lighter.
Yeah, I love that. I'm not saying I don't hate the BTS music now, but I'm saying I love the old BTS music.
Yeah, you're basically army hipster. Like get out of here, you dinosaur.
I've been found out. I'm a dinosaur. No,
We've been new.
Oh, thanks. No, but Cypher Part 2 Try Patch actually slaps.
Is that how you say it? I would say trip attach. I have no idea.
No, but that slaps. That's
No. You guys are all wrong. It's dang. Okay, that is literally the song.
okay,
of the
but that's
century.
all. We all collectively agree on that one, though. No, but for real, Cypher Part 2. Do you not hear my boy rapping like more than 10 syllables in like 10 seconds, bro? I love Yoongi.
The 3 was the best for me too.
I'm leaving, Call.
Capricorn's got taste. Flavor. I also have to go with like those R&B sounds. I loved Singularity. It was probably one of my favorite BTS songs of all time. And also Tomorrow, House of Cards. Yeah, those like
Stigma is also so good. Oh my god, I could listen to Stigma all the time and never get bored of it.
I kind of got bored of Stigma. After Singularity came out, I was just like, wow, Stigma is just like out of here.
I don't think it really affects me. I think just writing affects me. Like, I don't have to take breaks because of the young character, like the mindset I'm in. I have to take breaks. So I don't think it affects me that much.
Some again, it like kind of depends. Like for my own series, for people, Jimin kind of like mentally drains me sometimes and emotionally drains me. So like also a lot in conjunction with like things that happen in my own life, it kind of gets overwhelming and I have to take a break and kind of like not personally invested, but not get too caught up in the fic that I write. And so that's why I find that I update more sporadically because I just take things like to heart a lot. And yeah, that's all I can say, man, honestly.
I think I also don't have much trouble distancing myself from my Yandere characters. Because I know that I can kind of turn it off anytime and I don't dwell on it because I've got school to worry about first of all. So I just have to keep writing for writing time, like Yandere for Yandere time. And I can't afford breaks when I'm on that like that back to back schedule. I have to realize that this is fiction, and I even if I get into the mindset of a Yandere character and it's affecting me, I have to kind of just grind through it. So I guess that's something a Capricorn does. So I guess I'm just gonna blame it on my zodiac. But I guess you can say it doesn't affect me much. Capricorn gang.
So the next question we have is would you guys do a tournament between each other? For example, pick a theme, genre, or prompt, and everyone writes a one-shot reaction for it. The one with the most notes or points wins, and then gets a special prize.
Nah.
No. No, like the last part of it, the one notes wins. I'm like, no, that's no. I feel like that's just
Yeah, I'm just here to have fun, man. That's it.
yeah. I feel like there'd be no positive.
This actually reminds me of Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, she wrote Frankenstein on the night that she did a competition with her friends, like where they try to write the best horror fiction that they can write. And that's how she came up with Frankenstein. And it was like may the best writer wins, something like that. And I don't know if there was some jealousy or if there was like some conflict or something like that, but we're not Mary Shelley, so it's not something that we're gonna do anytime soon.
Words with the next question.
Bars.
What is the first book that made you realize that writing would be something you'd like to try?
Probably a fan fiction. Like a really badly written, like middle
Okay,
schooler
yo,
Yandere
you guys know that fan fiction, My Immortal, that's like about like Harry Potter and like Evanescence and like My Chemical Romance?
Yo,
I have no idea.
Oh my god, it's like infamously bad. Oh my god, My Immortal is like the worst fan fiction of all time.
First book. I wouldn't say first book, but the first author that actually made me want to write was Haruki Murakami. Um, uh, he's one of my favorite writers of all time, and I actually wanted to be a professional writer because of him. I've been writing on the side to publish my own book in the future, hopefully. And it all just kind of started from there, and I got into BTS about the same time. So it was like I got hit in the face twice, and I had to make a few decisions regarding, how I'm gonna get some writing practice. And I thought, BTS fanfiction, that sounds nice. And I started writing about like a year and a half ago, and I think that's how everything kind of started. And why, for some reason, people enjoy my stories is because I take a lot of inspiration from Murakami.
yeah, I agree.
At least my first draft is colorful shit with all the highlighter on it.
With the actual words, just repeated like 3 times. Yeah, no, the first draft's always not.
I feel like I'm the only one on earth that can't use highlighter. I feel like it makes it so much harder to read. Like my eyes just go over the highlighter. It's crazy. But yeah, first draft is shit.
Stop lying.
Yeah.
We just claim
Yeah.
requests when they come
Like,
in.
got him. And then, yeah. Yeah. I think that's that. Things together. It's just claiming. Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna say crack fix, guys. It needs to happen. Without the 2 Capricorns.
We have
Okay,
a
AirPods.
Is it Louis Vuitton AirPods?
A crack fic featuring AirPods, lots of Gucci, and with a black surgical mask, please.
What yo?
I basically already like read their fics, but there's other like Tumblrs who have like not one shots, but like one-off stories that are Yandere or like Stalker AU or Serial Killer AU that I really enjoy. I know one of them, I talk about it all the time, is Fatal Attraction. I literally read that. Oh my god, I literally read it all the time. I also really enjoy their Tumblr URL is Jungkook, and they just started a kind of like mystery, like guess the member series called Candlelit Nightmare. So the main BTS boy like is a secret until the end, and you kind of have to use the clues to find out who it is. And I really like that, and I think it's super creative because you can kind of like insert your own member there, kind of in a way. As for like strictly Yandere authors, I think maybe the first blog I actually followed that was Yandere on Tumblr was Calla Lily. I really like her work. I know she's kind of like on hiatus sometimes, but I really liked her work.
I feel like it's hard to name authors that where I read like all of their Yandere. I haven't read like everything from even from like our own group. I've just had kind of like a small collection of Yandere works that I really liked, and one of my all-time favorites, and I don't say this lightly, it's I forgot the author, but the name is called Dear Ophelia, and Jin is, I guess, I would say he doesn't really fit in the typical Yandere mold, but he's very manipulative, and just like the way it's written, it was very special to me. I also really liked Fatal Attraction, super good. Um, Lemon Juna's uh, the author Nomnomsik. That was probably my favorite Yandere read of thing of last month. Um, so I'm drawing a blank because I've read so much. It's really hard to sift through my mind right now. But I also really liked Luna's pen pal. I would have to say, but yeah. Also, like I find Yandere in places that, so I guess all of like the fics in my head are mixing together. But those are some of the few that I really like.
There's just so many good fics out there.
Yeah. Besides the writers in the joint blog, I don't really read a lot of Yandere content on Tumblr at least, but on Wattpad, there's this one fic that I always like keep updated on. It's by Louis Jimin. It's called Unapologetic. It's a Yandere BTS one. It's really good. Yeah, I like that one.
I've never had a good experience with Wattpads. Send me those Wattpad fics.
Also, low
I
key, like
swear I'm not 12 when I'm in middle.
please, if you have any like anime like related yanderes, please like send those to me. Like, I don't even care what fandom it's from. Like, I legit like just suggest some, please. Give me that good stuff.
Problem is, like, the ones that usually write the fanfics anime, little tiny kitties. So it's kind of cringy sometimes, but you have to read it. Dude,
hey,
dude,
I mean, I'm gonna be a teacher, and I'm gonna have to like proofread papers and stuff, so I consider this like practice.
Oh, then I got a long list.
We are almost
yes.
here.
Oh my god,
what's
that one is so creative. The way that she like has the
fire.
multiple different endings is crazy. Oh my god, that
Dude,
one.
I still have that. Hold on.
That's on AO3, right? Or is it?
It's also on Wattpad.
I know she has a Tumblr, but I don't think she posts it on Tumblr because I thought I followed her, but I guess not.
Where is it? Oh, I got it right here, bro.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing.
I love that. Crazy.
Moving on, we just have a really nice message that says congratulations. So thank you. Claps. I'm too lazy to write a novel, so
Sure.
there's that.
I could barely write one shots.
Right? For real. I think I found out I was into the world. Okay, this is gonna sound so cringy, but I was like 14, which was a long ass time ago because I just turned 22. I watched Future Diary and I was like, yo, this shit is popping. Like, oh my god, I love that girl, the main girl. I was like, she is so cool. And then I kind of like, as I got older, I was like, okay, low-key, she's really crazy. But I don't know, I found it fascinating like how you could be so enamored with a character that's like obsessive and clingy and like murderous. So since then, I read Yandere Fix. Mostly it was anime or like video game related. Like I don't know if you guys know Mystic Messenger, the game, but I I read a lot. I read
wait.
and read a lot of
Jumin.
I read and read a lot of like Mystic Messenger, like Yandere Fix, and just like regular Fix. But only in the past like 8 months that I start writing. I started kind of back in September, so
Is that the phone app?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
See?
yeah.
Dude, I stayed up so late for that game.
Dude, I would literally wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and my ex, he would be like, "What the fuck? Like, put your phone down." And I'm like, "No, I'm talking to my phone boyfriend."
Talking to you some right now, dude. He's asking me about
Oh,
stuff.
okay, my boy, unknown, real hottie.
Yandere wouldn't be the focus of my novel if I did write a novel with Yandere in it. It would have to be like a psychological thriller with Yandere elements in it, because I feel like I would get bored of it because I've been writing Yandere for so long, and Only You is it has been pretty much like a short novel. I feel like if you sum up all of like the words written from each chapter, it's like the length of a short novel, and I feel like if I were to publish one, it would have to be another topic, another horror topic with just elements of Yandere instead of like a full-on Yandere.
Just to add in a little something. I've been doing this RP with this girl on Tumblr for like almost a year now, and I proposed the idea of making it into a actual series on my blog, but it just hasn't ended yet, and it's just so long, but it's so fun because like it's just really fun doing an RP with it. Yeah, it's also Yandere related, so hopefully that'll happen, but I highly doubt it. But it's enjoyable still. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, American, but heritage is Filipino.
Okay. I was born in Puerto Rico, and my parents are Puerto Rican, but yeah, live in the mainland United States now. So that's that.
Wait, not to go off task, but is it true that in Puerto Rico there's a frog that goes like cookie?
Yeah, they're called coquis. They're little, tiny. I don't know how big your hands are, but on my, I have small hands. Okay, I have tiny hands, but on my hand, it's like about half the size of a pinky.
Oh, that's so
They're really
cute.
tiny, yeah, and it's not just like one most of the time. They like nestle. Is that a word? I don't know. There's like a lot of them, and they'll be like on the side of your house, and so it's like you know, like with crickets, it's like a cacophony of crickets. Wow, I sounded really smart, but it's like multiple cookies, and so it's kind of like one after the other. That's really nice. It's like natural ASMR.
Oh, that's cute. I'm I was from the general South Asian area. Guess that's all I would say. But yeah, I'm like mixed with everything there, so have fun figuring that out.
Oh no, Peach. Peach is gonna come kill us.
Oof. Is it okay if I skip? I'll just say it was just a super clingy type, and I was just not feeling. The thing is, I like to have, a life, I guess, and I was just not having that. But just thinking about it just makes me so stressed out.
Yeah.
It was probably the worst time in my life, probably.
In our group chat, we have like a little cacao talk group chat, and literally like a week after like getting to know everybody, I like literally unloaded so much emotional baggage about this dude that has been like literally nonstop texting me, being really weird for like the last like 6 months, and like Oh, it was so weird. Like literally, I would be like on the other side of campus, and he would be there, and I'm like, what the heck? And then like he would like pop up like at places where I never told people where I was going, and I was always low key like kind of sus about it. And like he's just really pushy and clingy and stuff, and like he's more like soft yandere. And finally, I blocked his ass, so now I'm good. But I'm always, now that school's out, I don't have to worry. But until then, I was kind of like looking over my shoulder a little bit, scared that he would like find me somewhere.
For me, I did have someone, and I met him through a video game, and I wasn't really friends with him. He was already creepy when I first met him, and he kept saying like he was like, I don't, he was like a high key ender. He was like, oh my god, I love you so much. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know who you are. Like, I don't know like anything about you. He was like, oh, I love you so much. And I was already friends with him before, but the thing, he was on my friends list and everything, but like, I never really talked to him, so it was really creepy. And because I already had him like on Discord, it just got even creepier because a few months later, he he started like this weird poem, and it was just got creepier and creepier when I kept reading it. And then he like confessed to me that he had like schizophrenia, and he was saying like how he had all these multiple voices in his head and how he was talking to them. And I was like, okay, well this is like a lot. Like I never like asked for you to tell me that, and he was just dropping all his problems on me. And by the end, I'm like, okay, I'm like had enough of this. And I was like telling him, like, you have to stop this. And he's like, and he told me like, oh, I was gonna make a voice of you in my head. And I'm like, oh my god, that's like really like, I don't want to know that. And then he also like threatened to kill himself or to like to block him. But at the end of the day, with like the help of my friends, they're like, you aren't responsible for his happiness. Just block him. It's not good for you. And I blocked him, and he'd been blocked for like three years, I think. Yeah, he was not the best and right person to be around.
Yeah, these experiences are so scary. Like regarding my personal experience, like I know we write Yandere and we kind of swoon over even some of the dialogue that the Yandere say, but when you hear someone say, "I'll never find another girl like you," and like cry, it's very like it's so uncomfortable. Like there's no other like like feeling to describe it. And I felt like I was gonna be mutilated, honestly. But I'm just glad that it's over with. I'm glad everyone else is safe now, because that's no.
Yeah, especially since I like watered it down a lot, because it's horrible to think that you're gonna be the reason why someone kills themselves, and you don't like. That's a lot of pressure to take on and to have a lot of guts to say, yeah, I'm gonna block this person. Because, like, I won't know what happens afterwards. It's scary.
I've never had any of that in my life. It's just weird, like how common it is.
Yeah, that's why I just don't date. I literally don't.
This is why you should never interact with people. Like, just don't have friends.
Exactly. Like, who are
okay.
you?
People are scary.
Okay. Question 25. Any weird facts about you? Or from each of you?
Oh, this is a good one. We actually asked about this in our group chat, and I told people that have an axolotl. My friend raises them, and she gave one to me, and his name's Boba. And yeah, he's really cute.
I love boba. Both the drink and the little creature.
Of course.
He's quite squishy.
For me, I don't really have any facts about me. But I guess I have like some weird habits. So when I turn on the sink faucet, I grab the handle with my left hand, and then when I turn it on, I I dunk my right hand into it, and then my hand will always be on the handle still for some reason. And then as I'm washing like one hand under the water, I'm like, this doesn't feel right because like one hand is wet and the other one's like dry, and then it's weird. Like I don't know why I keep doing it, but then or like whenever I get like one of like a single hand wet and like pool in the pool or something, I have to dip in the other hand because it's just weird to have one dry hand and then one hand that's wet, and it's just something you do and it's weird. So
A weird fact about me is I have a I don't know what you could call it actually. Let me Google. Trichotillomania. Yeah, it says a disorder. So I can't control. So I have no eyebrows because I can't control my. So I pull on my eyebrows. That's my weird fact. So I don't have any eyebrows. Fun times.
wow, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have it better. People pull on their hair on their head and stuff, and then it just causes problems.
I
So I
guess
guess I'm lucky. I don't know what you could call that.
I also have that weird phobia of like circles. Like
Oh, trypophobia.
Trypophobia, yeah.
Yeah,
I hate.
I have a little bit of that.
It's disgusting. Like I cannot be in biology class because I literally puke when I look at like dissections of like oh disgusting.
Yeah, my mom has that. Whenever she'd see like a cluster of like hit my shoulder like really aggressive, and she'd start yelling at me like it's my fault. I'm like, I didn't do that, honeycomb. Fight the beast, not me.
Anyway,
I honestly don't know what weird fact to say, but I guess like I can move one of my veins. Like I have control over it.
is
Bro.
that healthy?
Yo,
I
that
don't
sounds
know.
like you're an X-Men.
Like I can feel it move over my bone. Like I can move it.
Have you tried this ability on others? You might be like Jean Grey or something. That's pretty fire. Pretty fire.
Yeah, it makes a little
Should
click
we be
sound.
concerned?
No, I mean I lived with it my whole life, so I mean I don't think like it's anything serious. But yeah, it actually it feels pretty nice, but I don't do it often because I feel like it'll freak people out.
Hey, now it's time. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Sleep.
Wow, original. Like it.
Cause, dude, I'm so tired constantly. When I wake up from a really good nap or whatever, I'm just tired again, bro. I just need to sleep.
Yeah, actually, if you like nap for too long, you feel more tired than you initially were. Yeah.
Power nap, which is taking a nap no longer than 30 minutes, because it's apparently scientifically proven that you'll be more tired if you take a nap longer. I don't know, it's weird.
For me, I am the president of a club on my school's campus. We cover K-pop dances. So in my free time, I'm either practicing a dance, recording a dance, editing a video for a dance that we have done, or hanging out with the people from the club. And Bree and Paige, if you're listening to this, hi, I love you.
Whoa, you have a social life, bro? That's crazy.
Not much of a social
she
life,
does.
to be
She's
honest.
lying. She's lying. She does.
Not much.
She does.
That sounds fun.
Can't relate.
For me, I enjoy playing League of Legends. It's a video game, and I also
sure.
um
Sorry.
because I want to be an artist when I grow up. I draw a lot, and I have to run like my art account and stuff like that. It's annoying, but I still do that, or watch YouTube videos. Yeah, that's it.
What do I do in my spare time? I worry a lot. I worry about everything, like college, whole like home life. Oh my goodness, like college is one of the worst things that just like causes me to grow white hairs. It's doing two majors is really tough. So like I literally just sit down and think of like things I have to do, but I don't do them. And it's just makes it even more stressful when I get around to actually having to do the things that I think about having to do. So yeah, I worry a lot. I procrastinate. I take a nap, and that nap turns into like an 8 hour nap, and wake up and I watch movies. I really, really like movies, so thankfully it kind of puts my mind aside for a while. But yeah, my spare time feels like time that I think about work before I actually do work. Yeah.
Question 27. How do you relieve your stress?
Sleeping, hair pulling. Actually, yeah, the hair pull. It when I'm taking
Hobie, pull my hair, please.
a test, it's like instinctive that I pull my hair. So yeah.
I guess I listen to like ASMR because that's relaxing to me, and to be honest, I don't feel any stress anymore because I'm so numb to it after being stressed out for so long that at this point, like, if I'm stressed, I don't feel it anymore. And I don't know if that's a good thing or it's a bad thing. Like, is being desensitized to stress good for my body, or, it's weird.
I think relieving stress. Honestly, I know Noms knows this, but I literally spend so much money on milk tea and boba. I literally will get comfort boba all the time whenever like I'm upset or stressed out. Also working out, dancing, really helps me, and then also raging and Overwatch. You know, I'm high silver, low gold, and I just like to rage. I'm not toxic, but I could get there sometimes.
I feel like I'm also kind of desensitized to stress. I'm a bit of a workaholic. I've had at least maybe 4 out of the 7 days of the week. I always have like 14 work hour days, so there's really no time to de-stress until I like pass out, go to sleep. But I feel like writing fan fiction is probably my most or the best way for me to just kind of not think about anything else and devote my time to making people question their values.
Question 28. Have any of you met in real life before? No, because we live all over the world.
I think the person, I live like, I don't know how many hours away, probably like 3 or 4 hours away from Luna. She lives in Illinois and I live in Michigan when I'm in school. So, we live pretty like close. But other than that, I talk to Noms pretty frequently, like outside of Tumblr and stuff, and she actually knows a couple of my friends. She's become friends with my friends from school, so
I think Chan and I live in the tri-state area. I feel like I could be wrong, but I think
I think
we
we
do both
might
live in
live
the
the
tri.
closest.
I think
Dude,
we
I
live
think
like
we
the
live in the same
closest.
state. But I've never met any of you guys
Yeah.
IRL. Yeah. That'd be a mess.
I would hide in the corner and
Yeah, no, you don't want to see me. You don't want to hear me. But
I mean, I wouldn't know what to say.
y'all know that Spider-Man meme where he's just like pointing at himself? That would be like
Yeah.
us.
Oh my god!
Crackhead? Yo, crackhead? Bro, what? Yeah, no, it'd be a mess. This is just us talking to each other. But if we met in real
We're getting close to the end of the questions. What's our ideal type?
Hosok.
Soap.
Yunka.
Yes.
I like Namjoon, definitely.
Okay, I'm not even. I literally thirst over. I literally thirst over Jin like 90% of my day. But in all honesty, if I had to pick an ideal type, it'd probably be Yoongi. I think just BTS wise, I think Yoongi is probably like my ideal type of a person. But in general, obviously not Yandere, please. Don't send in applications if you want to stalk me and lock me up in the basement. Honestly, anybody that's like good at like listening and like just wanting to be like a helpful person, because I feel like I'm somebody that's like really hard on myself a lot of the time. And like I feel like I can get into this like defeatist attitude where like I just spiral and say negative things about myself. And so it'd just be nice to be with somebody that kind of recognizes that I might have those moments and is just there to listen to me and let me get it out instead of wanting to try to fix me or like make everything better. Um Also, anybody that can like share household duties too is great. Cooking and cleaning. I live in a equal opportunity household here, and yeah, that's about it. Also, you gotta like K-pop, please, thanks, and anime, and
Oh,
general
wow.
nerd stuff.
Oh, that's a huge list. For me, I would have to pick Yoongi as well. He's a very understanding person, and I think, cause like, especially since they've said that he's never yelled at anyone, and for me, I like being yelled at is like one of the most terrifying things to like, especially by someone that you care about. It's like very hurtful, and it's also like shocking when it actually happens. And so, given that he like never yells at anyone and he's always so calm and collected and seems to handle his stress inside himself, like he doesn't lash out at anyone, it's just like very promising as someone who's an ideal type for me. And normally I look for personalities, so I think like it's difficult to pick an ideal type, given that an ideal type is different for me in reality, because I also know that it's really not possible to get this ideal type that you have. So I'll just stick with soap because that's the closest thing I'll get.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to pick an ideal type because who you think that you would go with in your mind may not exactly translate well in real life. I feel like with Namjoon, I'm like, maybe I can have his kids, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, he is workaholic and I'm also a workaholic, and don't know how that would mix. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think of myself too, but I would probably fight all of them on that one.
Honestly, and I don't think I would have an ideal type. Be friends with that person first. Like whoever I make friends with is whoever I'm friends. So I don't think there's a certain image that I would have for that person. Someone chill though. You gotta be chill. That's it though.
Thing that's stopping me from picking Namjoon is that I can picture him being angry for some reason. Like I can picture me and him getting into a fight, and I don't know if it's because we're both Capricorns and we don't fuck around with Virgos because they're scary as shit.
Oh, what? I thought like Virgos and Capricorns are like power couples. Well, like my best friend is a Virgo, so.
Yeah, they're bros, but they're like both intelligent. Like they both value intelligence. So like, I can see myself like getting into a heated argument with Namjoon for some reason. And I don't know. Like ever since I've seen that behind the scenes video of like when Rapline was listening to Dang, and then I saw his like expression on his face, like I don't know what happened to me, but I was like scarred. I'm like, this man can get angry, and I don't want to be there when he gets angry.
Yeah, he's a leader, so I guess like he does have to be aggressive in some at some point. So with me, I can understand that. So like it's like opposite from Yoongi, who never has raised his voice at anyone. But yeah, and I feel like Namjoon can definitely be aggressive, but I like that, so.
I guess this is also the reason why I like Hoseok's my second, because he doesn't really like yell at people. I don't know. I just have this thing with like people yelling at me. I don't want to be yelled at. Like, don't yell at me, please.
Nomnomsik is scary.
He doesn't yell
Like,
at
have you
people.
seen him? Like, I remember, wait, was it like the clip of when Jin like forgot his dance moves and Hoso Goku like walked?
Yeah, fire. Yeah. He's like,
He
you
was,
can't.
oh my gosh.
He didn't yell at him, which is like, I don't know. I could see no right now. I don't like. I'm not like trying to hate on him for just. I don't want people to yell at me. 30. What were your first impressions of each other? Not writing, but personality wise. Be super honest.
Okay. Honestly, I thought that Bunny was like at least like 25 to like 30 because the way that she writes is so mature. And then like you just like even like when you post those little text posts and like you just like talk in the hashtags, you know, you post a little bunny emoji and then you talk in the hashtags, like everything you said is so mature and I'm like, oh, look at this confident working woman, like yes, like I love that. And
It's
then
so
when we
funny.
joined the group chat, I'm like, yo, what the heck? How are you younger than me? Like I thought you were like 27.
Oh my god, it jumped.
Yeah, that jumped from like what 22 to 7.
For me, I thought Luna was at least in college, and the fact that she's the maknae of her group terrifies me because she's such a good writer. Like, she's incredible at writing, and then when I realized that she was like younger than me, I was just like, what? Especially since like her, I don't know how she does it, but she deals with dark topics so well. And the fact that she was younger than me just like hit a little bit, like it made me feel insecure a little bit. It's like, why is she so young and she's so good?
Also, low-key, another impression is that like I thought a lot of the people in our group were like older than they were. There's so many young people in this group. I feel like a grandma or something. Like you guys are so talented. What the heck?
I mean, our age range is pretty close, I feel like. It's not too bad. I mean, not as bad as like we're making it sound like. I feel like we're making it sound like people are it ranges from like middle school to like retirement home.
I guess I just thought like a lot of you guys were like way more mature based on the way that you like portray yourselves on Tumblr, which is a good thing.
And I feel like yeah.
We're all just like big babies who big crackhead babies.
That's you.
Hey. No, I was low key intimidated by Luna. Cause just the way she spits fire, like people who like slide into her ask box, like trying to hate, but she spits fire back at them.
Oh my god, yeah.
Actually, scared me.
The way she replies to some of those acts was the reason why I thought she was so much older than she was, because she's a good debater. Like, she could argue her point.
Oh really? I had the opposite like thought. I'm like, oh, she's definitely younger.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I thought she was younger because just she uses the you know the smiley face emoji with the
Yeah, the tongue,
tongue
yeah,
sticking
gang,
out.
gang.
I was like, she's definitely young, bro.
I don't know. I think it was just more the fact that she could like stand with her argument that made me feel like she's probably in college. She's
Yeah.
probably in college. And then 31. What was the first Yandere story you read?
Honestly, probably something anime, bro.
We're all weebs once.
It all starts with anime.
It was mine was probably some like future diary, like one shot or something like that when I was like 15. I don't remember honestly.
Mine had to be We Are All Mad here. That was probably the first official Yandere story that I could remember. If not, it would probably be something that like what was it called? Notice Me Nuna? I don't remember.
Yo, Notice Me Nuna's fire. The one, dude, I read that one.
Notice Me Nuna. I feel like Ambi wrote that. Oh my god, I'm blinking. I don't know, but I read that one, so it was either one of those two. And then I also read embroidery. I don't know who wrote that though.
Oh, that's Bibikin. Yeah, like one of the first like. I feel like she's one of the first. I don't know. I don't want to claim anything. Like it's not set in stone, but from what I remember, she was one of the popular ones. First popular.
Yeah, probably.
First Yandere story. I think it's a story for the Bleach fandom, the anime Bleach. It's a story between Byakuya and Rukia. If any of you guys are Bleach, like if you don't know anything about Bleach, then. But yeah, it was a yandere fic about like him being like super possessive over her and like how he beats up like every guy that she tries to go on a date with. So like he'll allow a guy to go on a date with her only once, and then he'll beat them up or like blackmail them um or pay them off so that they won't date her again. I clearly remember reading that back in maybe middle school, I think, and that was my first Yandere story, according to my memories.
I think one of the first ones I do remember was from Mystic Messenger. Don't remember the name, but I knew it was a Jumin fic though. That's all I can remember.
Wait, do you guys play a lot of those games like Mystic Messenger, like the phone dating game?
You catch me playing that a lot.
I go through phases where like I'll play them like obsessively, and then like I'm like, okay, stay away from me.
Gotcha. Because I remember paying so much money for one of them because I was obsessed.
They're just like really time consuming, and I think that's the reason why I don't play them as much as I should or like used to.
Okay, that's all the questions.
How long was
That was almost 3 hours.
Okay.
Let's keep this short, guys. Has a podcast for 3 hours.
Okay, stay on topic and don't get off. Alright, almost 3 hours long. I feel bad now.
Okay, final ending mints.
Put this together.
Well, for me, it's absolutely beautiful to hear Peach's voice because she has a very delicate voice.
The what?
Peach has a very delicate voice. You have a very delicate voice.
Very aggressive compliment right there.
I'm fucking deaf. Like I couldn't hear shit. And I'm like, oh what? Well, thank you.
I'm just happy we can all share our writings with people and create a cult of followers that love Yandere.
Okay, Shay, we didn't ask for propaganda, okay?
I'll write it anyway.
Okay.